First contact and defiance. The massive warship emerged from the swirling hyperspace portal near Neptune's orbit, its obsidian hull absorbing, rather than reflecting the distant sunlight. At nearly 5 kilometers in length, it dwarfed anything humanity had ever officially built. Captain Maya Chen watched from the bridge of the EDS Curiosity, Earth's supposed flagship. According to public records, the Curiosity was humanity's most advanced vessel, a humble exploration craft with basic defensive capabilities. The truth was far more interesting. Any response to our hailing frequencies? Maya asked, her calm voice belying the significance of the moment. Lieutenant Okafor checked his console. Nothing yet, Captain. Wait, incoming transmission on an unusual frequency. The AI is adapting now. The main view screen flickered, and the bridge crew collectively tensed as an alien figure appeared. The being had translucent, purplish skin with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with each word. 6 eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern focused on them. When it spoke, its words were translated through the ship's advanced AI. Vessel of the planet you call Earth, I am High Adjudicator Zextal of the Galactic Council. Your solar system has been thoroughly evaluated and found suitable for integration. Prepare your world leaders for formal submission. Maya straightened her uniform jacket. After 15 years in Earth's Space Command, this was humanity's first public alien contact, at least the first one they were acknowledging officially. High Adjudicator, I am Captain Chen of the Earth Defense Ship Curiosity. We welcome peaceful contact, but Earth does not recognize any external authority claiming dominion over our planet or system. I suggest arranging diplomatic meetings as equals. The alien's bioluminescent patterns flashed rapidly, the equivalent of a frown. Maya guessed. Captain, perhaps I was unclear. The Galactic Council governs 834 species across 37 sectors. Your species has been studied for centuries. You have achieved basic interplanetary travel, but possess minimal defensive technology. This is not a negotiation. Maya exchanged glances with her executive officer, Commander Reyes, whose expression mirrored her own. Calculated amusement hidden beneath military discipline. Adjudicator Zextal, with respect, you've severely underestimated Earth and humanity. I strongly recommend diplomatic channels rather than demands. Your primitive defiance is noted but irrelevant. You have 72 Earth hours to prepare your world leaders for integration. The Council does not tolerate resistance from pre-FTL civilizations. The transmission cut abruptly. Commander Reyes let out a low whistle. Well, Captain, I believe that's what the history books will call a serious miscalculation. Maya nodded, a slight smile forming. Transmit everything to UNST headquarters. It seems Operation False Flag has worked a little too well. Within hours, the United Nations Space Council had convened an emergency session in the underwater complex beneath New Geneva. Representatives from every nation reviewed the transmission logs from the Curiosity as Secretary General Isabel Vargas addressed the Assembly. The Council vessel remains in position near Neptune. 3 additional ships have entered our system and are on approach vectors. Military command confirms they're significantly larger than the first. Admiral Kagawa, head of Earth's defense forces, stepped forward. Based on our analysis of their communications and positioning, they're absolutely prepared to use force. However, they seem genuinely unaware of our actual capabilities. A murmur rippled through the chamber. The Brazilian representative spoke up. Then our deception protocols were successful. They don't know about the quantum fold technology or the Titan fleet. What about the Mars and Ganymede defense grids? Asked the representative from Kenya. Admiral Kagawa nodded. Our intelligence suggests complete ignorance. They believe Earth has only developed nuclear fusion drives and rudimentary plasma weapons. The Mirage protocol has been flawlessly effective. For the past 50 years, humanity had maintained the greatest deception campaign in its history. After discovering quantum fold technology in 2178, allowing matter to exist partially in higher dimensional space, Earth had developed revolutionary propulsion, weapons, and defensive systems. Rather than announcing these breakthroughs, Earth's nations had made the unprecedented decision to hide their advances. On the surface, humanity presented itself as a species just beginning to explore its solar system, struggling with the limitations of conventional physics and still dealing with internal conflicts. Meanwhile, Earth had constructed an impressive defense network and a fleet of advanced ships hidden within quantum-fold pockets throughout the solar system. Limited technological advancements were publicly announced to maintain the appearance of normal progress, while the real innovations remained concealed. The occasional discovery was revealed to maintain the illusion of a civilization slowly advancing toward the stars. "So what's our response?" asked the Indian representative. "Do we reveal our strength immediately, or maintain the deception?" Maya, now present via secure quantum link, offered her assessment. "I recommend a measured response. We don't show our full capabilities, but we make it clear we're not as defenseless as they believe. Their communication suggests they respect strength, but have contempt for species they consider underdeveloped." After hours of discussion, a consensus emerged. Earth would reject the Council's demands without revealing the full extent of their technological capabilities. 71 hours after the initial contact, Secretary General Vargas stood before a global broadcast, Earth's response prepared. "People of Earth, as you know, we have been contacted by an interstellar governing body calling themselves the Galactic Council. They have demanded our submission and integration into their collective. After careful consideration, the United Nations Space Council has unanimously decided to decline their offer." She paused, her expression resolute. "We extend an invitation to the Council for peaceful dialogue as equals, but we will not be subjugated. Humanity has faced many challenges throughout our history, and we will face this one with the same resilience and determination. Defense protocols are being activated. Please remain calm and follow your local authorities' instructions." The Council's response came swiftly. 8 massive warships materialized in Earth orbit, positioning themselves strategically around the planet. High Adjudicator Zextal's face appeared on communication systems worldwide. "Humans of Earth, your defiance is noted and will be corrected. The Galactic Council has integrated 834 species, some far more resistant than yours. Your orbital satellites have been analyzed. Your weapon systems are rudimentary, and your military vessels are insignificant. Your refusal is futile but expected from a species that has not yet evolved beyond planetary thinking." There was a pause, then, "The Galactic Council hereby declares formal war on Earth until submission is achieved. Surrender now to minimize casualties. Resistance will result in escalating demonstrations of power." In the New Geneva Command Center, Secretary General Vargas turned to Admiral Kagawa. "Activate Aegis Protocol. Keep the quantum shields at minimal detection levels, just enough to protect population centers. Let's see how they react to their first surprise." Throughout Earth's hidden military command centers, officers prepared for the coming attack with unexpected attitudes. Many were smiling. Some even laughed outright. General Santos from the Pacific Defense Command chuckled as she monitored the alien warships. "They really have no idea what they're walking into, do they?" Admiral Kagawa nodded, a gleam in his eye. "After half a century of hiding our strength, I almost feel sorry for them." He tapped his console, sending activation codes to the cloaked defense nodes. In orbit, the Council warships began powering their weapon systems. Energy readings spiked as they prepared to target major Earth cities as a demonstration of force. Their intelligence suggested humans would surrender after the first few strikes. Most species did. On the Council flagship, High Adjudicator Zextal watched with detached interest. "Target their largest population centers first. Minimal destruction. We want submission, not a wasteland." His weapons officer, a crystalline being named Kirvosh, acknowledged the command. "Targeting complete. Weapons charge. Firing sequence initiated." Brilliant beams of energy burst from the alien ships, streaking toward Earth's major cities. New York, Shanghai, Lagos, London, Moscow, Rio de Janeiro, Sydney, and Tokyo. The Council commanders watched confidently, expecting devastation and panic. Instead, something extraordinary happened. As the energy beams approached Earth's atmosphere, they seemed to ripple and distort, as if hitting an invisible barrier, before dissipating entirely. Kervosh's crystalline structure vibrated in confusion. Adjudicator, weapons impact negative. No effect registered. Impossible, Zextal hissed. Scan for defense systems. Scanning. Detecting unusual energy patterns surrounding the planet. It's like nothing in our database, Adjudicator. The energy signatures don't conform to any known technology. Zextal's bioluminescent patterns pulsed rapidly with agitation. Increase power. All ships target the human command center in New Geneva. Maximum yield. The 8 warships realigned, focusing their combined firepower on a single target. The energy discharge was blinding, powerful enough to level a continent. Again, the beams hit the invisible barrier and simply vanished. A communication request flashed on the Council command system. With growing unease, Zextal accepted it. Secretary General Vargas appeared on screen, looking remarkably composed. Behind her, Earth military officers were visible, some actually smiling. High Adjudicator Zextal, it seems there's been a misunderstanding about Earth's capabilities. Perhaps we should reconsider those diplomatic talks now. What technology is this? Zextal demanded. Our intelligence indicated you were pre-FTL primitives. Vargas smiled slightly. Yes, we've worked very hard to maintain that impression. It served us well as we developed our defenses. I believe you call it strategic deception. For the first time in his long career representing the Galactic Council, High Adjudicator Zextal felt something unfamiliar. Uncertainty. Counterattack and resolution. Recalibrate weapons. Target their defensive system generators, Zextal ordered, his voice losing its earlier composure. The bridge crew of his flagship scrambled to comply, but confusion was evident in their movements. Adjudicator, we cannot locate any generators, his tactical officer reported. The energy field appears to encompass the entire planet uniformly with no detectable source. In New Geneva's Unified Command Center, Secretary General Vargas watched the Council ships with Admiral Kagawa at her side. They're scanning for our quantum shield generators, Kagawa noted, his expression amused. They still don't understand that quantum fold technology doesn't work that way. The shields exist partially in higher dimensional space. There are no conventional generators to target. Vargas nodded. It's time to show them a little more. Nothing too dramatic. Just enough to make our point. Activate Echo Squadron. Throughout the solar system, previously invisible hangars shimmered into existence as quantum fold pockets collapsed. From these dimensional pockets, sleek vessels emerged, each roughly half the size of a Council warship, but bristling with technology beyond anything the Council had seen. Aboard the flagship, Kervosh's crystalline form vibrated with alarm. Adjudicator. Multiple vessels appearing throughout the system. There? They were not there before. Our sensors detected nothing until they appeared. Impossible, Zextal whispered, watching as the tactical display filled with new contacts. How could an entire fleet be hidden from our sensors? The answer came in the form of 30 Earth vessels surrounding the 8 Council warships, materializing as if from nowhere. A new transmission came through. Captain Maya Chen appeared on screen, now aboard the EDS Prometheus, a vessel that dwarfed her previous ship. High Adjudicator, this is Captain Chen of Earth's Titan fleet. Your vessels are now surrounded. We have targeting solutions for all critical systems on your ships. To demonstrate our sincerity. She nodded to someone off-screen, and a brief pulse of energy struck the Council flagship. Instantly, their propulsion systems went offline. We've temporarily disabled your main drives. They'll remain offline for approximately 1 hour. We could have targeted weapons, life support, or command systems just as easily. Consider this a demonstration of restraint, not aggression. Zextal's bioluminescent patterns had dimmed significantly, a sign of shock among his species. This technology, it's impossible. The Council's scientific directorate has determined that dimensional manipulation on this scale cannot be achieved by organic species. Maya smiled. Your scientific directorate might benefit from some fresh perspectives, then. Humanity has a long history of achieving the impossible. Now shall we discuss diplomacy as equals? Secretary General Vargas awaits your response. In the Council flagship's strategy room, Zextal conferred urgently with his advisors. The senior intelligence officer, Nevalera, looked visibly shaken. Our entire assessment was flawed. Adjudicator, the humans have been systematically feeding us false information for decades. What we thought were their cutting-edge achievements were merely what they allowed us to see. How could an entire species maintain such a deception? Demanded Zextal. No other civilization has ever concealed their true capabilities to this extent. The cultural analyst, a feathered being named Thrix, offered an insight. Their historical records show a pattern of strategic deception in conflicts. They call it showing your cards, a reference to an ancient game of chance. Humans have elevated strategic deception to an art form. And now? Zextal asked. Military strategist Orixval responded grimly. We have 8 vessels. They have revealed 30, and our sensors indicate energy signatures suggesting more remain hidden. Their technology surpasses our understanding. Fighting is not recommended. With reluctance, Zextal agreed to negotiate. Back on Earth, the Council representatives were escorted to an underwater facility beneath the Pacific Ocean. Another revelation, as the Council had no knowledge of human underwater habitation. Secretary General Vargas welcomed the delegation with diplomatic courtesy. Welcome to the Pacific Nexus, one of Earth's international governance centers. I trust your journey was comfortable. Zextal, still processing the massive intelligence failure, responded stiffly. Your hospitality is noted, Secretary General. The Council has authorized me to negotiate terms. Vargas smiled warmly. Not terms, High Adjudicator. Understanding. Please, join us. The meeting chamber was impressive. A vast dome under the ocean floor with a transparent ceiling showing the vibrant marine life above. Around a circular table sat representatives from Earth's nations alongside scientific and military leaders. Admiral Kagawa opened the discussions. Let's be transparent now. Earth discovered quantum fold technology 50 years ago. We quickly realized its implications for defense, exploration, and, unfortunately, warfare. When our deep space probes detected evidence of interstellar civilizations, we made a collective decision. Maya continued, our history shows that when civilizations with technological advantages encounter others, the results are often catastrophic for the less advanced. We didn't know if we'd be the advanced ones or the vulnerable ones, so we prepared for both scenarios. By deceiving the entire galaxy, Zextal asked, his tone somewhere between accusation and grudging respect. By being cautious, corrected Vargas. We created a technological false front while developing our real capabilities in secret. Every public achievement was carefully calculated to present the image of a slowly advancing species. Understanding dawned in Nevalera's eyes. The internal conflicts we observed, largely theatrical, confirmed the Chinese representative. Earth unified decades ago, though we maintain our cultural identities and regional governance. And the primitive weapons tests, the nuclear fusion experiments. Admiral Kagawa smiled. Sometimes real but outdated technology, sometimes elaborate productions. You were watching our shadow play while the real work happened elsewhere. Over the next several hours, the humans revealed more of their technological achievements. The Council representatives grew increasingly astonished as they learned about quantum communication, dimensional engineering, and biotechnology far beyond Council standards. Why reveal yourselves now? Zextal finally asked. You could have maintained the deception. Because your declaration of war forced our hand, Vargas replied, "but also because we're genuinely interested in joining the galactic community. As equals, not subjects, we believe we have much to offer and much to learn." Thrix, the cultural analyst, had been studying human art and literature provided during the talks. "Your species values independence highly." The Council's approach was, perhaps culturally insensitive. "That's diplomatic understatement at its finest," Maya said with a laugh. "Demanding submission from humans is like asking water to flow uphill. We're collaborative by nature, but historically resistant to forced compliance." Zextal considered this. The Council has never encountered a species that concealed its advancement so thoroughly. "Our protocols are inadequate for this situation." "Then let's write new protocols together," suggested Vargas. "Earth doesn't wish to join the Galactic Council as a subject species, but we're open to alliance, trade, and cultural exchange." After 3 days of negotiations, an unprecedented agreement was reached. Earth would be recognized as an independent power with sovereign rights to its solar system. A new category was created in Council records: independently allied civilization. As the Council delegation prepared to depart, Zextal approached Maya privately. "Captain Chen, there's something I don't understand. Your ships could have destroyed our fleet easily. Why show restraint?" Maya smiled. "For the same reason we hid our technology in the first place. Humanity has learned harsh lessons from its own history about the responsible use of power. We don't want to conquer, we want to connect." Zextal's bioluminescent patterns pulsed in what Maya now recognized as thoughtful contemplation. "The Council has much to learn from humanity, it seems." "And we from you," Maya replied. "That's the point of peaceful contact between civilizations, isn't it? The exchange of ideas, not just resources or territory." As the Council ships departed Earth orbit, now escorted by visibly friendly human vessels, news services across the planet broadcast the successful resolution of humanity's first official interstellar conflict. Headlines worldwide shared a common theme: Galactic Council declares war. Humanity just laughs, and Earth reveals true strength, forges galactic alliance. In classrooms, children learned about the historic first contact, giggling at how Earth had fooled the aliens for decades. In military academies, the strategy was already being taught as the Great Deception, perhaps humanity's most successful military operation ever, winning a war without firing a shot. And in the depths of space, the Galactic Council began the uncomfortable process of reassessing everything they thought they knew about the species called humans, a species that had achieved the impossible, hidden it successfully. And then, when threatened with annihilation, had responded not with fear, but with laughter. After all, from humanity's perspective, the situation had been genuinely amusing. Being declared war upon by someone who didn't realize they were the underdog. That was the cosmic joke of the century.